My husband, Rob, and I got engaged back in May 2013. We really knew that our lives were about to change as a married couple, but we just had no clue exactly how much they were about to change. About a month before we got engaged, Rob found a lump on his testicle. Knowing that probably was not a normal thing, he went to his primary care physician to have it checked out. Thanks to her quick work and the quick work of the James, that lump was removed within 2 weeks of initial discovery. A week after we got engaged, Rob was diagnosed with stage 3 testicular cancer, and it had already spread to his lungs. So within a week, we went from celebrating one of the most exciting moments of our lives and those exciting conversations with our friends and family that come with an engagement to navigating the solemn conversations that come with a cancer diagnosis. He started treatment that June and went through chemotherapy, did really well. In September of 2013, it seemed like he was in remission. Rob went back to work and he was just so excited to get back in the swing of things. At the end of his first day back to work, his boss called me and asked to meet me in the ER. So when Rob was at work, he just wasn't himself. He wasn't making complete sentences. As he was walking down the hall, he was stumbling into furniture and realizing something wasn't right. His boss offered to drive him home. And on that ride home, he had multiple seizures. That's the night we found out that he actually had a tumor in his brain. After a week inpatient and having a lot of smart people come together and collaborate to determine the best next steps for him, they did decide to surgically remove that tumor. Unfortunately, his blood work still showed that there was cancer in his system. So after that, he underwent 2 back-to-back stem cell transplants paired with chemotherapy. Started that in October 2013, finished up in December 2013, and he's been in remission ever since. Medically, I think that we just expected to get the best care and really hoped that the care team would do their best to determine what the best next steps would be for him throughout every step of his cancer journey. I was 24 when Rob was diagnosed. I knew that I was young for a primary caregiver and we were only engaged at the time, but I really took my role as his primary caregiver seriously. I wanted to make sure that I could play a role in his care since I was helping him when he was back home. I feel like his care team really made me an integral part of his team. And that's something I so appreciated. It really helped me as the caregiver to feel like I had some ownership in a sense of his care, even when it was just more education and making sure I was educated on what was happening and what was coming next. I really wish that every healthcare provider knew just to try your best to meet the patient and their family where they are. So just treat them like a person instead of a patient. Try to understand where they are and try to determine how you can help provide the best care for them. It still really sticks out to me the first chemotherapy appointment. So there's a lot of anxiety going into that. It's something new. You're going into uncharted territory of, I'm starting this treatment. Is it going to work? How am I going to feel? What's going to happen? So that day there were a lot of anxieties and we went into the appointment and again, I remember seeing the people in the waiting room and I have this healthy looking young man next to me and people are looking at us like, why are you here? And that added a little bit of anxiety too of, I don't know why we're here. I can't believe this is happening, that this is real life right now. But then we went into his chemotherapy appointment and the nurse had to have been no older than mid-20s. So she was about our age. And she just treated us like people. She didn't treat us like a patient that she wasn't expecting to see that day. She really just sat with us, talked with us, explained what was going to happen without being overbearing. And I think that experience is something I'll always remember, is that a moment where I really felt like she met us where we were at. We did get married in August 2014, and in May 2016, we welcomed our son Rex to the family.